Good evening. Welcome to LOP Topic Chat. Tonight's Topic Chat is kind of special. It's about somebody who's passed on. A very famous person who's been to the moon and back. His name was astronaut Edgar Mitchell. Born September 17th, 1930 in Hereford, Texas. He learned to fly at an early age, at age 13. Very intelligent guy. He spent time in the Navy, and during his years in the Navy, he gained a Bachelor's of Science degree in Aeronautical Engineering from the U.S. Naval Postgraduate School, and a Doctor of Science degree in Aeronautics and Astronautics from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So this guy was highly intelligent, very smart, one of the best of the best. And this is why NASA picked him to be part of the space program. He was part of 3 Apollo missions, one of which went to the moon. He was number 6 in the line of people to walk on the moon. The 6th person to walk on the moon. And he holds records for it too. The longest walk on the moon, the biggest payload, and they also collected 100 pounds of moon samples when he went there. That was Apollo 14, by the way. He picked to go to the moon. Titanic. How would you feel, man, if you're part of NASA and you're one of the guys going to the moon?
That would be awesome to go to the moon, you know. I had a really weird dream one time. I dreamt that I got asked to go to Mars, and they said in my dream that they would pay me $50,000 to go there. But then they told me I couldn't come home. And that was so weird because later on, that's how it was. I think they had a lotto, didn't they? And you could go to the moon, but you couldn't, not the moon, but to Mars, but you can't come back or something like that. I suppose it'll be that way sometimes for a while till we get more technologically advanced.
But man, 100 pounds of moon samples. I wish I had a sample of the moon. That'd be kind of awesome, you know. I've seen people try to sell moon samples on eBay, like, yeah, well, they're not moon samples, give me a break, whatever, bullshit. You know. And I'd just be an honor. I mean, I don't like heights or anything, but just to go into space and experience weightlessness and be on the moon, 6th person to be on the moon, walk on the moon, experience it, you know, travel around and do samples and stuff. I mean, the longest moonwalk ever. It's pretty impressive, actually. But the thing that gets me, though, on his way back, it's kind of interesting, Titanic. On his way back, he had a life-changing experience. He felt one with the universe. He had something that changed him on the way back, though, and he talked about a lot in some of his radio interviews and his books and stuff, and it's just something came over him where he felt like one with the universe. You ever felt one with the universe before, Titanic, in any way, shape, or fashion?
Yeah, I feel one with the universe. I think we should all feel that way, that we're one with the universe. I mean, all of us are related to each other, and everything we do, it is like waves. When you throw a rock into a pond and the waves go, that's how it is with all of us. We all are affected by each other. So yeah, I think we're all part of the universe. Yeah, it would be awesome to come back with 100 pounds of moon rocks. I know that. I remember this one story I heard about them going to the moon was that they had taken a Mason flag with them, and it had a picture of an eagle on it. And that's why, or maybe it was a phoenix, I'm not sure. And then that's why they said the eagle has landed, because they had landed with that flag. But I've heard of this guy, and yeah, he had some interesting views on things, that's for sure.
Also, Mr. Mitchell was also a Mason. Most of your astronauts are Masons, guys, so it's kind of a common theme here, you know, in the boys' club, you know. You can't, you know, be in space unless you're a Mason kind of thing. Kind of conspiracy thing a little bit, you know. Nothing wrong with the Masons, they're good people. We'll show on that eventually about Masons, by the way. I want to tackle that. So, he's been to 3 Apollo missions. He's been to the moon once. He holds records on the moon. And this guy is highly intelligent. He has degrees and doctorates and many things. I mean, he learned to fly at 13. How can we drive at 13, Titanic? I mean, how smart do you have to be to learn how to fly at 13? I mean, that would just be awesome, you know. Hey, Mom and Dad, I'm off school. I'm going to do some flying lessons, okay? Like, you know, man, it's like, sometimes you've flown before, haven't you?
Yeah, I've flown on planes and stuff, but I don't personally fly planes. I have a brother-in-law that does. That's major expensive to fly a plane, especially from up here in Canada. Like he went to Las Vegas, it cost him $5,000 just for the fuel.
This man was also a veteran, too, of the Korean War. He was a fighter pilot. He was also a test pilot for the military before that. And that's pretty much paid for his schooling, you know. So, I mean, a great guy, intelligent. I mean, American hero, going to the moon, war hero. Well, this is where it gets interesting, Titanic. Okay. Years later on, he was asked a couple of questions, you know, about aliens and UFOs and stuff, whether they believe it or not. So he came forward and said, yes, aliens and UFOs are real. He said Roswell was real. And he also said this. This is what really kind of shocked me today when I was going over my notes and studying it. I've been in military and intelligence circles, people who know things. Yes, we've been visited. Yes, UFOs have crashed. And yes, we have reverse engineered them. So I'm reading this stuff. I'm like, this is an astronaut, right? He's pretty credible. Very credible, actually. War hero. Worked for NASA. Most of these NASA people don't talk about UFOs and aliens and stuff. Here's him coming forward saying, hey, they're real. I've been in circles that you can't get into. You know, secret meetings with the military, secret meetings with people who are highly intelligent, geniuses of the world. And they admit they admit it, so there's aliens and UFOs, and they're real. Now, Mr. Mitchell also said that some of these UFOs are ours, though. We reverse engineer them. Things you fly in the sky that people report are actually our aircraft. Now, everything is alien, basically, in nature. But he, like Scarlett said in the room in the LOP chat, is he grew up near Roswell. So I'm sure he talked to some people, you know, and I'm sure there's tons of rumors on Roswell if you've ever been there. You know, oh yeah, my grandfather saw an alien, or you know, or my nephew saw an alien. And Roswell is one of the biggest UFO cases ever. One that I haven't tackled yet, which we're going to in the future, our Roswell show. But mind blowing. This guy's an astronaut. Incredible. He walked on the moon. Sixth person to walk on the moon. Holds records. Very credible person. He believes in UFOs and aliens. I'm like, what the heck, you know? I mean, and he's been on numerous radio shows, Art Bell, Larry King, and they ask the same question, you know? So, I've heard you believe in UFOs and aliens. And he goes, yes, I do believe in UFOs and aliens. And he says, other people in NASA have also seen UFOs and aliens. But NASA, of course, you know, did a cover-up, said, oh, we don't track UFOs, we don't know anything about UFOs, all we concentrate on is our space missions, you know, whatever, you know, they're full of crap. Because you ever watch any NASA videos, there's tons of UFOs in there, there's UFOs and during the rocket launches, I mean, you can't deny it, because people have seen it all over the world. They cut their transmissions off before because of UFOs. I mean, NASA never a straight answer, basically, from these idiots. You know, not idiots, though, but you know what I mean. But Titanic, I mean, you're a conspiracy theorist like I am, okay? You believe the same kind of stuff I believe in. And this is coming from a NASA astronaut who's been on the moon. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, my thoughts on this, I don't know if they really went to the moon. Like, from what my understanding is, Werner von Braun said they would need a rocket 3 times larger than what they have now just to get through the Van Allen belts, and it would have to be lead shielding. And then they claim to have gone through the Van Allen belts, but yet no other nation on the planet has gone back with a manned mission to the Earth. The Russians didn't go. The Chinese didn't go. I know we can get up to orbit because that's okay. Because we do start orbit, I have no idea. So then, that's why I say I don't know if we've been to the moon or not. And I don't know. That's what I think of it as a conspiracy theorist. I know they've done work up there and stuff. I don't know. Maybe they haven't been able to get through the Van Allen belt to get to the moon. I have no idea. But You know, there's a lot of questions there, like why is the sky dark? You know, why is the sky dark? Is it because they can't remember where to put the stars when they make the different pictures? Like you would think from the moon you'd be able to see the stars very well because there's no electronic pollution up there like on the Earth where you can't see the stars at all. There's no crater under the lander. How did the lander land on the moon and fire a rocket to land safely and leave no crater at all? It's totally smooth under there. And then the crosshairs are different on the photos. That's another thing I've noticed. So thanks for asking me to share anyway. That's just my viewpoint on there.
Let me read you something real quick. I want your opinion on it, okay? Britain's Caring radio show on July 23rd, 2008, Mitchell told the world that 500 plus witnesses telling us that UFO from another world crashed in Roswell in 1947 were in fact telling the truth, and that a government coverage of UFOs and alien information began at the time and continues today. So basically, Roswell's real. It wasn't a little test aircraft, test plane, test balloon, test dummies, or whatever bullshit they want to tell you that. It was an actual UFO crash from another planet, in our dimension possibly, with alien inhabitants. Now, we've all heard the Roswell story. Now, here's an astronaut, high credibility, been to the moon, telling us Roswell actually happened. What do you think about that, Titanic?
Oh, definitely. I think Roswell was real. Back then, it wasn't like now where people would make crap up, you know, to be in the newspaper. Back then, everyone cared about their reputation and stuff. That rancher was telling them the truth that a UFO landed in his yard, on his farmyard. You know, like he wasn't making stuff up to get attention or get a bunch of visitors or whatever. And then the army came and they said that it was a weather balloon, right? Now, who has ever seen a weather balloon crash like that it would make so much attention and stuff? Nobody sees that stuff. I think I saw they did a digital enhancement of the photo that captain or colonel or whatever he was that was there, and it said to bring back the 3 bodies in the crashed wreckage to such and such a place. So, yeah, I think that they definitely, definitely Roswell occurred. And there's another one where the ship was shaped like an acorn. I think they got that one too, and I think they're grabbing it. I believe Bob Lazar's story that he was reverse engineering things at Area 51 in Groom Lake, and I think they have a lot of technology that they've stolen from the aliens, you know, from them crashing. Now, are they drones? Maybe the Greys are actually drones. Maybe they're not even actual people. Maybe they're like robots that some other civilization has sent out here to check us out with. And then that would explain the cattle mutilations and stuff, like why are they mutilating the cattle and stuff and abducting people? Because they're checking us, like we check wildlife, like we check the birds and we take samples from the birds and then we release the birds with with a ring around their foot or whatever so that we can find them again in the future and see how they're doing later, right? So they're probably doing stuff like that with us. Who knows? This could be totally a prison planet as well. Anyway, that's all this great white artist has to say.
Yeah, folks, it's Titanic. He's a conspiracy theorist and a friend of mine from Canada, actually. Now, this is kind of interesting, Titanic. This is from Edgar Mitchell, saying that people in NASA who know about UFOs and the aliens, whatever, say that most of the aliens are, in his own little words, little people who look strange to us. They have round eyes, black, they're your typical Greys, basically. It's like every single alien encounter lately, it's like the Greys, basically. You know, it's the #1 species, I guess, visiting the planet, if they are a species. And you, of course, have your reptilians, your Nordics, and some other weird kinds of alien creatures. This is straight from NASA. Of course, they wouldn't even give any names, of course, because no one's going to come forward, you know. Very few astronauts come forward about this kind of stuff, about UFOs. They don't want to talk about it. And they had some guy come to his house one time. This is hilarious. I was watching the video, right? One of these moontards, I call them. No offense, Titanic, but people who believe we did not go to the moon. He had a Bible in his hands. He had to swear in the Bible that he went to the moon. It didn't go over so well. He puts his hand in the Bible, goes out, I swear to God, I went to the moon. I don't believe in the Bible. It's a bunch of stories, blah blah blah, you know. And he got really pissed off, you know, after a while because the guy kept hounding him, whatever. It's like, you can leave now, get off my frickin' property, and blah blah blah. You know, I'll sue you and stuff like that. So, but he was all for it at first until the guy kept hounding him about it. You know, like, did you go to the moon? And swear in the Bible. The guy being a jackass, basically. You know, they asked him then, Larry King lied too, did you actually go to the moon? Yeah, I went to the moon. I would not lie about it. We wouldn't spend millions of dollars sending rockets up there for nothing, basically. You know, he was good question, but I have not. Now, Titanic, you've seen the videos like I have. We've been in the CT scene for a very long time. And you watch these NASA videos, and you clearly see UFOs zigging and zagging, doing stuff we can never possibly ever do. And, you know, after this happens, suddenly the feed dies. Well, he stopped doing feeds of the shuttle missions when they were around. What's your thoughts on this, Titanic?
You know, to me, it wouldn't surprise me if there is monuments on the moon. Like, I mean, I'm sure there are other races visiting the Earth as well, like other alien races, you know. Yeah, and perhaps there are all these subdivisions. I think I did a thread, and they were estimating there was something like 82 different kinds of alien races that were visiting the Earth. Could be the gases. Might have. Yeah, you guys mic up with us. You probably have some good stuff to say, Christoph Lax.
The other thing that's kind of interesting as my studies with this guy is, I asked him, should we have bases on the moon? He goes, it'd be pointless. Why would we have to go base on the moon to go to Mars? Because you have to go to the moon, you have to waste fuel landing, and then waste fuel taking off again. I believe in a straight shot to Mars, basically. Kind of, I don't know, man. Why would you want to base on the moon? You know, there's minerals there, there's stuff you can mine, there's actually water on the moon now in the form of ice on the poles. There's more water on the moon now than they ever thought possible. Same with Mars.
And look at Gary Mitchell. Like, look how he broke into the United States computer system of the Army and Navy and stuff. And then he said that there was actually like Space Marine Corps and stuff, and that we were visiting other worlds already. And yeah, just like that. That they were, you know, having battles in space already with people. Who knows if that's true or not? It could be. Yeah, that's it. Gary McKinnon. That's it. Free Gary. I remember that.
Thing is, Titanic, why do you have captains unless you have a ship? So obviously there's some spaceships out there with captains on them, you know. He broke some really classified stuff, and they're really pissed at him, too. He's never welcome back in America. If they do, they're going to arrest him, obviously. But yeah, that was a mind-blowing thing years ago. Is I'm reading the actual paper, you know, normal paper, not conspiracy, you know, where I come from, the Rockford Register or whatever. And it said about the guy broke into some military files and discovered space captains. I'm like, what? Space captains? Captains of what? Usually the captain is captain of a ship. Oh, a spaceship. That means we have a black NASA program, basically, or a black space program where we have spaceships out there. And this is my opinion. I believe this for a very long time. You have tons of money missing in the budget, and it's going somewhere, right? And you have people coming forward, you know, don't give their names or anything, because obviously they'll be targeted. Saying we actually do have bases on the moon and Mars, and we've been further than Mars. We've had technology from crashed UFOs we've used, and we've kept us hush-hush, because the world's not ready for it. And Edgar Mitchell said, though, about disclosure, why hasn't it happened yet? He goes, the world's not ready for it yet. We're not ready to have face-to-face contact with aliens and aliens walking among us. We're not that advanced yet, you know, emotionally and sometimes mentally to deal with this kind of thing. You did full disclosure overnight, suddenly, there'd be panic in the streets, people would be killing themselves, there'd be chaos everywhere. You got to slowly break it in, he says. You know, disclosure's coming eventually, but not right now. What do you think on that?
Yeah, I think that disclosure is going to come sometime. I really believe that the presidents of the United States actually know what's going on there. Remember those speeches that Reagan used to give about Star Wars and how we might have to fight aliens, we would all have to work together if it happened and all that? Yeah, I think what he was trying to say is he knew that that stuff was going on, and he was trying to say we'll have to work together instead of working as separate countries just to overcome like an alien invasion. If they ever invaded us, it would be just like probably the Spanish invading the Incas or the Aztecs. They would just loot us for everything they could and probably kill us, and that would be it. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe there's benevolent ETs out there too.
I also did say too, though, if they were hostile, we've already been attacked. We've already been destroyed. Basically, those are not hostile. They're here for various reasons. He wouldn't go into the reasons, obviously. And I'm wondering something, Titanic. He passed away a couple years ago. Rest his soul. I wonder if there's going to be any deathbed confessions coming out years from now. You know, like really juicy stuff. You know, we already believe in aliens and UFOs, but he claims he's seen UFOs on any missions, though. But he never seen anything about on the moon, though. And of course, we've all heard stories about the first time they went to the moon, and supposedly they were surrounded by UFOs. So,
you guys remember the Battle of LA, like the Battle of Los Angeles? It was during the war, and they were fighting these UFOs that were over the city. They were shooting at them with guns and stuff, like heavy artillery guns, and shining lights on them and stuff. And I guess this went on for quite a while. I don't know. They must have blocked that out too, right?
both in mind is this, Titanic. You know, these aliens can travel through space and possibly time or warp space to get here. They're highly advanced, and we're going to try to shoot at them. How stupid is that? You know, if they're advanced enough to come here, I'm sure they have very advanced weapons we can't even touch, basically, or perhaps shields or whatever else. You know, why are we shooting at them for? You know, even when they first start seeing UFOs, they chase them and try to shoot them down. Why the hell would you want to shoot down a species that's probably thousands of years more advanced than us? Could easily kick our ass. It makes no sense to me. Our military is stupid sometimes, I swear. You know, like the Battle of Los Angeles. Keep firing shells, nothing's happening because it probably has some kind of shielding system around it. These shells are falling on the city, basically. Some people are injured because of it. You know, how dumb can you be? You know, you keep firing more and more shells at it. Minutes later, nothing's happening. Oh, let's fire some more shells at it. See what else can happen. No, it's not. Nothing's happening. Leave it alone. It's not firing upon you at all. I mean, why are you so threatened by them for? Maybe they're curious about us. Maybe they're here to help us. And the thing is, though, most of these UFO encounters happen when we start testing nuclear bombs. Okay? When you test a nuclear bomb, it gives signals off into space. And they must have detected this. And say, hey, what's going on over here? You know, there's a planet over here, possibly with life on it, with nuclear explosions. Let's go check it out. You know, and of course these UFOs have been around nuclear installations, turning on and off our weapons, basically, saying, hey, we can do this to you guys if you want to, you know. But why would you shoot at something from another planet, Titanic? I don't get that. Especially when they're way more advanced than you.
Yes, we are the Borg. Lower your shields and surrender your ship. Okay, I'll start shooting at you with my 22. Yeah, that's really dumb, man. You could just piss them off, you know, like maybe they don't like hearing the sound of shrapnel hitting their impenetrable hull of their ship. You never know.
And like Scarlett said in the room, they know they'll come on nuclear war, which is not good. We start launching nukes out there, like between us and Russia or us and China, we're going to destroy the world, basically. You know, it's almost an extinction level event, depending on how many nukes you use, basically. You know, nuclear radiation will go away for a very long time. The world will be really screwed up for a long time. Maybe they're here to save us. Who knows? You know. I just have a hard time believing something, though, Titanic. He's been in space, he's been on the moon, but he believes in UFOs and aliens, but he's never seen one before, though. And he talks about not wanting to have a base on the moon. It makes me wonder, though, if there's any kind of credibility to the rumor that they told us not to come back. We were on the moon. We were swinging golf balls off the, on the moon surface, whatever, joking around, playing around and stuff. And something had to happen up there, I think, to piss them off, for them to tell us not to come back, if that's the truth at all, And why do we stop going to the moon for? We went to the moon for so many years, all of a sudden we cut it off. No more going back, no more moon bases, no more nothing. Now you have China and Russia trying to go to the moon again, especially China. They want to have a manned mission to the moon pretty soon. They want to do bases on the moon, bases on Mars. Same with India. As we stopped our program, basically, we don't even have a shuttle fleet anymore we're supposedly designing a new one, and there's private companies now that are trying to be in space and do their own thing. Why do you think NASA stopped going to the moon for, Titanic?
Well, there could be several reasons they quit going to the moon. They could have quit going to the moon because they were warned off by the aliens, like you say, and they were told not to go back there again. They might have quit going to the moon because they really can't do manned missions to the moon, and then we were getting so sophisticated now they would be able to tell we were faking it, so they don't do it anymore. Or it could be the Nazis are up there because, like a legend is that they invented the bell and they went up there and they have a base up there, just like that movie Iron Eagle or whatever. It was a pretty funny movie anyway. So, yeah, it's hard to say. Yeah, really, who does own the moon? It's kind of like who really owns Antarctica. Antarctica doesn't even show up on any maps or anything, like on the United Nations map. It's not on there at all. So I remember reading that there were a lot of people trying to scramble to claim Antarctica as their own, and that the Germans actually flew over it and dropped a number of flags and swastikas on it, trying to claim it for themselves, Antarctica. And then they say that perhaps that they have a base there called New Schwabiland, and that it is a hollow Earth, and that they have a base inside of the Earth in Antarctica. And the Nazis live there still, the Germans, whatever. Maybe they have a settlement. But it's hard to say. And then I remember reading about how, Admiral Byrd went crazy, and well, he didn't go crazy. He said there was a threat from there. People thought he was crazy, but he said there was a threat from there that could wipe out civilization as they know it. And he took like a lot of heavy artillery and boats and stuff that the American government furnished him with. And I heard it was at least 4,000 men, and I don't know. I heard they got beat really bad. So I don't know if we share this planet, by ourselves. I don't think so. I think there are other beings on this planet. Yeah, directed energy. Yeah, like Tesla. Tesla was a smart guy. He was like way ahead of his time. He realized that everything was based on vibration and energy. So what he did was all his experiments were to determine what he could do with this his theoretical version of what he could get energy from. I believe that he had wireless energy that he could transmit at one time so we would have had free power. I think he was drawing it from cosmic waves in the earth or something like that. And then of course his funding got cut because can't have anything free. So yeah, maybe he was a secret alien. It's hard to say. Tesla could have been an alien too. Who knows, maybe they dropped some aliens here on the Earth to impart us knowledge. That was another thing I was thinking of too. Yeah, with that Roswell thing, one of the aliens was supposed to have survived, and I think his name was E.B. And I think he and Roosevelt made a treaty that he would exchange information with Roosevelt in exchange for something else, or I'm not sure what he would get out of the deal, but anyway, I think we have been in contact with ETs, and that they have imparted knowledge to us. Even those cave dwelling drawings from 60,000 years ago, you can see that the ancient people claimed that that alien visitors had transferred them knowledge and visited them and transferred them knowledge. So it's quite possible that they're doing that.
I want to revisit something real quick about why they told us not to go back to the moon if that's the case. a very warlike race. Look at us from looking in kind of thing. You know, where we have enough nuclear weapons to destroy the planet over 8 times, 7 times, whatever. We can destroy the planet over many times. Most of our budget goes to the military. Would you want us flying around space? You know, seriously, we're like the Klingons, basically. You know, we're warlike. We want to take your resources. We're going to invade you. You know, if I was under alien civilization, I wouldn't want us flying around. We're not mature enough yet. Then we have the theory about the prison planet where we're not allowed to go past a certain, you know, limit, whatever. We can't go past the moon because we're too warlike. We're selfish and self-centered. We are a self-centered species. But I think we have a lot of potential, Titanic. I say this in many of my shows where if we can find some way to get along with each other, we are headed for great things. We're going to travel the stars. We're going to colonize other planets eventually. It's a big if, though. You know, we have all these prophecies and stuff saying the world's going to end eventually, maybe soon. We're going to blow each other up. There's going to be natural disasters everywhere. But I think humanity's special, though. I really do. But we're not mature enough yet, though. Not in so many ways. And I want us flying around. Would you?
I don't know, man. I think that Star Trek was a really good show. I grew up on that show. I remember playing, pretending I was Captain Kirk in the back of the truck, you know. And my friend, he would be Mr. Spock all the time because he thought he was the coolest. But anyway, yeah, like look at all the things that came true from Star Trek, like the communicators, now the cell phone, the tricorder. They have that now where they can run it over your body and the computer will determine what's wrong. And I think what they were trying to say is that if we all work together, we could have a good life and reach for the stars. I don't think we will do well as a spacefaring race if we don't work together. Oh, I suppose we will somehow get around. Maybe it'll be like Aliens with Wayland Industries, and some mega rich guy will spend $1 billion on a spaceship to go mine some planets and stuff and bring everything back.
And Corral goes through. I think we're ready. We can go to the moon easily. We'll find the machines and be able to go forward on our own. I think we have the technology for it now. I don't know what's stopping us, to be honest. You know, you have all the other countries who want to do it before us, basically. You know, I'm kind of disappointed because I grew up, you know, I watched the shuttle missions when I was a kid. Like, oh, cool. We're gonna, you know, when I get older, we're going to be on the moon, on Mars. We're going to go back to the moon again. And it never happened. The funding stopped. We stopped our shuttle fleet. We had 2 major accidents where they blew up. You know, we kind of stopped doing it. You know, I mean, other countries are taking the lead. We get to hitch a ride from Russia to go to the space station now. I mean, come on, you know. we already should have another shuttle fleet already backed up and ready to go. We don't, though, you know. We're doing something rocket into space, doing satellites, sending probes to other planets, and a lot of probes everywhere with no human beings at all, hardly. You know, we're in the process of designing a new shuttle fleet, but who knows when that's going to happen. We have independent people on their own, basically.
I don't know what the alternatives are. Like, we have unlimited expansion. We keep having all these kids. We're reaching 7 billion people. We're running out of resources on the people who've already decided that's going to happen. So that's why they're investing in mining asteroids right now. But if we want to continue our unlimited expansion, it'll be just like the colonial days, you know, where we would go from one country, we would take over the other country, and we would pump all their wealth out of there to our home. And of course, Africa got hit the worst by that. But yeah, it'll be just that same way. Like, we're going to have to get into space. We're going to have to find planets that are M-class, that are habitable, that we can move on to, because we're going to run out of land here. Like, we're going to run out of resources, we're going to run out of food, we're going to run out of everything. And I don't think anyone really wants to go with the Illuminati's suggestion that we eliminate 95% of the population. I think what we want to do is try to move forward and go out there and try to grow and be a spacefaring race. That's what I think will happen. I don't understand why the government has shut down funding to these programs, because this is the hope of the human race.
Let me ask you this. Okay. Very few astronauts have come forward, very few people from NASA have come forward admitting they believe in UFOs and aliens. And here you have Edgar Mitchell, former astronaut, former person on the moon, coming forward on radio shows left and right, and later on in his life, telling everybody he believes in UFOs and aliens, that he's in secret meetings with the military, secret meetings with highly intelligent people, admitting that we haven't been visited by aliens, that their craft have crashed on here, that we have reverse engineered their craft. You know, all these shows, these tons of shows, go on YouTube, Google his name. He's been on a lot of shows talking about UFOs. How come nobody else has come forward yet, Titanic? Is he a disinfo agent possibly, or does he feel like we're actually ready for it?
Yeah, I don't know. Some of them don't even want to talk at all about what they saw up there or anything. Like, what's his name there? Buzz Aldrin. I don't think he likes to talk at all about anything. Some of those guys, I don't know. I don't know if they had a spiritual experience from being on the moon, or they saw something up there that they don't want to talk about, or it's classified so they can't talk about it. I have no idea.
I'm not afraid of it, man. He's like proud of it. You know, I believe in aliens. You know, he's not afraid to tell the truth. You know, and all these people who tell the truth, they end up missing years later. I mean, Phil Schneider, look what happened to him. You know, suicided. All these people come up forward about, you know, these top secret things are gone. This guy keeps talking and talking and talking. He lives a full life. 86 years old. He passed on. You know, no foul play, no nothing. I mean. And they really didn't go after him at all. You know, NASA said it all, you know, of course they covered their ass basically saying, you know, we don't track UFOs, we don't have nothing to do with UFOs at all, we're basically a space agency. You know, whatever. Bullshit. Bullshit. Is that why you cut off your feed after some UFOs were sighted on there when they were usually playing on TV, live? I remember that too. I remember that encounter where you had like supposed ice crystals, you know, going in one direction and suddenly stops, goes a different direction. That's not ice crystals. That's an intelligent video. That's an intelligent vehicle, basically. And after that happened, a few seconds afterwards, they cut the feed. And after that one showing, they stopped filming it live. So you know they know something. NASA's not ready to come forward yet. I mean, you have presidents writing NASA for more information, and they said, we know nothing about this. Sure you do. You're turning down presidents now. Obviously they know something, you know. Obviously the truth is out there. You have an astronaut. How you decorate it, war hero, you know. This guy is the sixth person to walk on the moon who believes in aliens and UFOs. You know, he's from NASA. There's something else out there, obviously, folks. And we're celebrating this guy's life tonight. Start flying a plane at age 13. How can you drive at 13? I was just dreaming about driving. This guy's flying a frickin' plane at age 13. Tons of degrees. Doctorates. Guy is highly intelligent, genius level IQ. He believes, like we do, in aliens and UFOs. I guess there must be something to this. I guess it's real. It has to be real. You have credible people coming forward now these days admitting they've seen UFOs, meaning they know something. And right now, Mr. Mitchell is traveling the stars himself. I'm pretty sure of it. You know, he's left this Earth. Now you're back in space, traveling around. I mean, after all, he had an epiphany in space. He felt one with the universe. Well, guess what? He's one with the universe now. How amazing would it be, man, to live this guy's life? It's amazing, isn't it, Titanic? How would you like to live his life, Titanic?
Oh, I don't think I would want to live his life. You know, I think they had a difficult time of things. Well, he was a smart man, though. Like, I mean, he had to learn to adapt to a lot of different things. A lot of technology changed. They were experimenting with things they had never even tried before. Yeah, I always think that's very brave when people do that. I don't know if I would want to do what he does. No, I like just having my feet on the ground. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't like flying. I mean, I don't mind being in the air. I don't mind the takeoff. I don't mind the descents, but I can't stand turbulence. You know, just Because you know, you're in a plane, something goes wrong, you're dead basically. If something goes wrong in the car, you can pull over the side of the road usually, you know. But to be in space and just experience it, I wouldn't mind doing it. Be actually on the moon walking around, collecting rock samples, doing experiments, that'd be kind of fun actually. Because I'm a science guy. I was a science guy as a kid, I'm a science guy now. Can you imagine if you ever go to Mars, what that's going to be like? Hope it happens in my lifetime. I really do. It'll be us, Russia, China, India, Australia. Who knows? Who cares? We need to go to Mars. We need to explore more. We need to get out there. Our population is 7 billion people plus. We're almost overpopulated. I forgot what the projections were, though, but the Earth can only handle so many people with its resources, and we're getting up there. So the next logical thing is go elsewhere. Colonies. Mars has water. Lots of water. They said there's seas on Mars at one time. There's ice at the poles. They found evidence of water on the surface now. So where there's water, there's life. We can survive on Mars. We can survive on the moon. There's resources there. There's water there. Why aren't we doing this? Who knows? But I close out the show, though. There's a remarkable person. Edgar Mitchell. Astronaut. War hero. Test pilot. He's wrote a number of books. This guy's lived a great life. Sixth man to walk on the moon. And guess what? He's one of us. He believes in aliens. He believes in UFOs. He believes in Roswell. Roswell was true. I mean, this is a remarkable person, though, and this gives much credibility to the CT scene when the astronaut who's been there tells us he's been in groups, secret groups of the military, secret think tanks, and they admitted in the think tanks that we've been visited by aliens. To me, that gives me more enough proof, other than my own little sightings and my own experiences, that this thing's real. I have seen some stuff. I experienced some stuff. I'm an abductee. For this, proof in the pudding here, folks. Tons of credibility to us, basically. Now, this great man has passed on a few days ago. God rest his soul. And right now, like David Bowie, he's traveling the stars, baby. This is going Luke 74, my co-host Titanic, wishing you well. We have shows coming up on Alex Crowley and our famous Flat Earth debate coming up on Friday. It's been fun. Hope to see you there. Take care.
Thanks a lot, man. I had a good time.